Sports betting brother, and hey, bring it up, and thanks for stopping by. My name is Boyd, and I'm a data analyst with OddsJam.com, where we teach you how to bet like a sharp. And today we're talking about how to make money at sports betting. How's it done? What are the secrets? How does it actually get completed to where a person can become profitable? And I can tell you that over 30 years I've been betting and have learned a lot over the years. Lots of wins, lots of losses. And in the last couple of years, I believe I have found the mathematically profitable angle to go on. But I'm going to break the two options down, kind of the two methods that people take, and you can decide for yourself at the end of all this how to make money. Here we go. All right, guys, here we go into the opening up of this how to make money at sports betting. And I opened up with saying that there's two methods, and I got to believe that basically for the most part people are using a combination of both at all times. So I can't say that there's just one, or at least I would hope not. But I do believe people weigh heavily, which I do, probably 80-90% on one side versus the other, and they are these two things here: top down and bottom up approaches. And I'll start with bottom up. Actually, the bottom up is what most people have done and do, and I did for years and years and years. As you're trying to beat the book, you're trying to make your own decisions, your own analytical models that you're putting together on Excel spreadsheets and things like that, and coming up with your own, I guess, recipe for what you think is going to help with predictive outcomes, analytical predictive outcomes. And that's actually a stretch, because most people just kind of watch a little Sports Center and go, hey, I think a certain team's going to win or lose today, or they're going to base it on information that's completely impactful on the outcome. And so the bottom up approach is what the majority of everyone does and takes and knows about, because that's all they know. And they think they just have to try to come up with a better algorithm than the sports book, which if you can do that on your Excel spreadsheet in your home, good for you. You're doing great. However, last couple of years realized, and I've always, followed the money, and that's the top down approach, the markets driven approach to identifying where smarter money is. And you got to understand that with that much volume out there, especially in NFL games, NBA games, college basketball, there's way smarter people with way better models, way better analytics, way better information, etc. And so as that market drives, you can kind of tell with the market making sports books which direction that they're going to go. There are certainly exceptions to that, but if you know how to read the markets, know what a positive expected value bet is, you can target that and have a mathematical edge on the sports book, which basically you're flipping the script. You've always heard the saying, the house always wins. Well, when you flip the script, you're going to always win. And it's been proven over and over again with Alex and everyone at OddsJam that using the analytics and using the market tools that they're providing at OddsJam helps you do this. You do not need to know a shortstop from a left tackle to be a profitable sports bettor using the tools. And so to me, the top-down approach versus the bottom-up approach it's a no-brainer. And when I hear about other people using the bottom-up approach and basing their information on something that's just not impactful, doesn't have anything to do with the wager itself, I cringe, because I feel bad for them, because they just they're going the wrong way, so to speak. Now, I also believe, though, that you're always going to have a little bit of the bottom-up approach, the statistical approach, the subjective approach in information as you see it come about with injuries or weather or coaching changes or things like that. So you're always going to have some of that in there. But at the end of the day, if you just held up some of the OddsJam market tools in front of me, and I can go through and pick up the positive EV bets, I don't have to know anything about anything or have any models on my Excel spreadsheet to be profitable. So there you go. There's the two types. Let's get into it a little bit further. All right, here's a few examples of the bottom-up approach. You have some guys that are putting together spreadsheets. They're weighing different, components of what they think is going to impact a win or a loss, different statistics, a lot of stats. And again, if you think you have a model that's going to beat the books over and over again consistently, good for you. I just know that, probably 90+% of the population doesn't have that, won't do it, can't keep up with it, wouldn't know how to make them, probably wouldn't even have success even if they did make them. At the end of the day, using market analytics and market analysis, understanding the lines, the odds, the movement of the markets is going to be tremendously easier and tremendously faster to be profitable. And to me, kind of the only way to go. Here's a quick screenshot of just what I'm talking about. You can see all the various sports books. These are just a handful of them. But when you understand when the market the market making books and the market's going in a particular direction here with different exchanges and also Pinnacle and OddsJam Perfect Line, and you have an outlier in price someplace else at another sports book. Keep in mind these sports books have different prices, trying to attract different things and their strengths and their weaknesses, whether they're player props, mainline bets, or whatever. But using a tool such as OddsJam will help you understand where you want to be and where you don't want to be, and also where the best price is. So as a sharp bettor, you're going to win more bets than you lose. You're going to get better odds. You're going to get better pricing and payouts, and I'll show you an example of that coming up next. All right, guys, here we go into a scenario I built before. This is probably a very reasonable and realistic scenario to where if you're a sharp person, you're going 6-4 on 10 different wagers. You can see here we have player A, it's the sharp player. They're putting $100 down on each one of these wagers. Now, the sharp's always getting better odds. Typically, they're getting a better odds. They got on better timing of the market. The market's always fluctuating and changing on price and the line. And you can see in this example, they got -2.5. Player B over here, the square, got 3.5 because they waited or missed an opportunity. And they say the game ended up winning by 3. They won, they lost, big difference. Okay, so even if you're 6-4, these guys are still up on the sharp side, 266 and 15 cents. The square went 5-5. They're probably pretty happy to break even. Most squares are going to go under 500. But even if they are at 500, they're still losing money because they missed out on certain wagers when they would have won them if they'd had the good, sharp analytics and data that is provided through the market-driven research. And so there's about a $300 difference in just 10 games. So you can imagine over the course of a season, over the course of a year, this is dramatically different. So again, just your homeschooled, homegrown person that's trying to make an Excel spreadsheet and beat the books is this is even be great for them. But again, I highly recommend not doing that and sticking with the markets driven example. This is a small, basic, realistic example of what we see all the time. In the meantime, all right, guys, here's a quick example of what I'm talking about relative to positive expected value. So in this scenario, OddsJam takes the various games, various markets, all the various bets at the various sports books, and it accumulates. You can never do this on your own because this information is continuously changing. It's evolving. It's moving all the time. And so what it does is giving you some of the market width information you need to make good choices and good decisions. So if you put a wager on this, it would help you understand maybe on your bet size, you'd want to wager $25 if you were, say, betting in the Kelly criterion area. But we're talking about how to bet. This is how to bet, how to be profitable, how to make money. And it really is through the markets-driven resources and tools through OddsJam. And so it's been proven over and over and over again that, again, if you don't know anything about sports, you can't screw this up. It really is something, if you have a little discipline, a little management, you'll do just fine over the course of a season, over the course of a year. And again, don't forget your free trial down below to get that started. All right, sports bettors, hopefully you found this information very enlightening, eye-opening, and also it's very valuable. So please use it wisely and make sure you get yourself sign up for a free week's trial at OddsJam. If you haven't already joined OddsJam, make sure you do that. Test drive it for a week. Enjoy the profits. Enjoy all the information and tools you get at OddsJam. And as always, if you have any feedback, leave it down below. Make sure you give us a like and a share.